The champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu,
For new businesses, Fiverr Freelancers is like a backbone. You can find anything. My name is Jimmy Valentine.
Good morning, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is your man, Ogodoman. I thank you for joining me this morning from wherever you are watching from. We have only 30 minutes. Thank you so much for the no sound. I have corrected it. We have only 30 minutes because I woke up this morning and there is something I bumped into online. And I will have to acknowledge Febu Ifediche. Thank you for joining me. Ebony Ifani, thank you for joining me. Let us just hang around there a little bit and see if we can get at least 10, 15 individuals to join us so that there is something very important I want to keep this morning because, sometimes, like I said last time, I will be at bed sleeping and something will just hit me wake me up to come and meet my people and make sure that I keep everybody updated. So that is what I've just come again this morning, because I was sleeping and I was dreaming. Different kind of dreams were just coming in here and there. None of them is bad anyway, but I can't lay my hands on it. And when I woke up, I came to my laptop to take a look. I bumped into this guy called Ijele. This guy called Ijele that lives in the north. The guy that is doing the bidding of the north. That is why I said the in-house agents. He is one of the in-house agents. Seriously, some people might think that he is not worth talking about. But we need to talk about people like that, because there are a lot of them in the house. And I'm going to show you a clip. And I would like you to watch that clip. When you finish watching that clip, then I will do some analysis over it. He appeared on this guy in New York. This guy that called himself Dr. Damages. Many of you knew him. I don't pay attention to people like that. But you know what? It is time we begin to pay attention to people like this, because they are doing a very, very bad job. Like his name, he called his name Dr. Damages. And he's doing a whole lot of damage to himself, actually not to Biafrans, because whatever he does it for the interest of Biafra restoration. And we are not going to stop. So I'm going to go to that clip and post it here and allow you to watch it. When you watch that clip, then I will come back and do some good job. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. One moment, please. Let me get this clip, and I want you to watch it with me. And let us do justice to it, because this is what I call the in-house agent. And let's go there.
Appreciate all that you do. You see, Mohammed Aminu said something. You know, I don't want to talk about this seat at home without going deep down into why it was instituted in the first place. People can just go around the issue, jump around it, but one thing is for certain. As at today, 10th of December 2022,
I want you to pay attention.
there has never been a single Igbo man or woman that has made a single move to achieve Biafra. Let's start from there. And please, some of you may love Biafra too much, you may cherish it. I have nothing against you. But don't try to rob us of our identity as Ndibo. There was never any place called Biafra within the current territory of Nigeria. If you pull up that 18th century map they are peddling, go and check where that bite of Biafra is. And the place is in current day Cameroon. If there is any part of Nigeria that would claim that, it will be the north. And that name, where did it come from? It's not an indigenous name to Ndibo. Let's even start from there. I don't want to go back into the history because anyone who knows the Portuguese history of exploration, they will know exactly where the name Biafra came from. It is just the new Mafra. Those guys, those Portuguese, they came from Mafra. You can research this name I'm giving you right now. Biafra, Biafra. That is second, like you have York in the UK and you have New York in the USA. Like you have England in the UK and you have New England in the USA. That's where that name came from. Meanwhile, all these things about Biafra, I guarantee you there is nobody. Let them bring the document. Mohamed Aminu made mention of the Montevideo Convention of 1933. Go pull it up. See everything that was stipulated over there. 4 articles. 4 articles. And one of them, the most important one, is that before you get a country, it must go through the parliament. And in Nigeria, it will involve both houses of parliament. Then, if you are going to demand Biafra, at least you should have someone in the House of Reps and have people in the Senate and make sure that they have to introduce referendum first into the Constitution, of which it was raised this year. All of the senators turned it down. Everybody. Now, if actually anyone is fighting for Biafra, the first thing is set up a political party that will go demand for it. The other way is war. And more nations have been created by war than not. If you check it, since that agreement was signed in Uruguay, 1933. Check every nation, and before you go to war, you would have been prepared for everything. Most of the countries that got their independence through war, take Venezuela, Colombia, all these guys, how they survived, how they were partitioned. It was the Spanish. And then after the Spanish and American War, then the US Empire, and one of the secret societies that championed that was the Knights of the Golden Circle. Go check those things. Those things, do you have that backup? No. So you don't have the power to do it by war. You don't have the power to do it legislatively. So why are we destroying our land? Now, going to this issue, there is nothing Simon Ekpa is saying now that Nnamdi Kanu has not said. There is nothing Simon Ekpa is doing right now that Nnamdi Kanu has not done. Our sister African Queen, when you see her speak, she speaks passionately, but these voices should have been out there long before now. So many of us saw what was going to happen. And I know exactly every step of the way. This thing they are not saying, oh, IPOB doesn't have this, IPOB doesn't have that. Nnamdi Kanu on earth anointed Simon Ekpa as his successor when he had problem with Uchemefo. Are they going to deny this? They are not going to deny this. He anointed Simon Ekpa on earth. Now, this boy Simon Ekpa is using, it was after Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and the console issue raised so many things that were hidden in the group. Some of these guys, they saw that the money was not coming to them. Tina Sanwo-Olu the other day was crying, was lamenting that those boys followed Simon because of money. Now, why was Simon able to petition IPOB and ESN? He started paying those ones and made them know how much everyone was making. That was why you saw Double Lion. War Wager was apprehended 3 to 4 weeks ago. Now, those 2 boys they killed at our mama 3 days ago, those boys were War Wager's boys. Now there is a serious crisis amongst them. Go and check. Those of them are and those of them at our mama, they've been at war. They've been at war long before now. This has been claiming the lives of so many Igbo youth. And we are here playing chicken. We are here pretending as if this is about anything. One, there is nobody fighting for any Biafra anywhere. Quote me, let them bring the document. IPOB itself, how was it set up? Some of you IPOB members live in the UK. Why don't you take a trip to the UK company's house? Go to the fiscal office and demand every document, and they'll tell you what that thing was registered as. IPOB Worldwide Limited. And people are giving their lives for this. People are giving their lives for this. Doctor, you said the Chike Dozem refused to come, because if you push hard on him the way you push on Simon Ekpa, he's going to disappear, and he wouldn't want to disgrace himself that way. So let's just stop pretending as if we don't know what's going on. And this thing they are shouting, Fulani herdsmen killing. The Fulani herdsmen killing that happened at Uzo 1. Those 5 people that took back there, they are still languishing in prison. Go to any prison and you see them there. All these things, they are shouting Ihamufu, Ihamufu. Doctor, contact Chiagoze, the guy from BBC News Igbo, and he will explain to you. You know, his place is not far from there. All these places, before their camps were invaded, at Osu Yoruba, all those things happening there, they were shouting Fulani herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen. We know the people doing this, and we are pretending as if it's coming from their side.
Thank you, my people. Thank you, my people. And now that we have a house, I say one more time, good morning from here, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are watching me from. This guy here, this guy you are looking at here, Ijele Speak. This guy was living in Turkey. I believe many of you knows about him, but for those who does not know anything about him, I am going to just give you a little brief. He was living in Turkey. He has no paper because there's no papers in Turkey. And he was in Turkey, jumping between IPOB and Nigeria. Nigeria, IPOB. IPOB, Nigeria. He was in Turkey, constituting nuisance, calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all manners of names, challenging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 247. At a point, the people in Turkey, the IPOB in Turkey said enough is enough. And they followed him up and did justice to him. He has nothing to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But his anger, his envious, his grievousness is towards channeled to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Right from time. This same guy is the same guy, the same people like Ikengo Ruago, Methuselah. The another guy in Turkey, what is his name again? Onye Moechi. These are same group of people that have that natural hatred on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for no reason. He jumps from here to there. Now he is living in the north. He has found a safe haven in the north. He lives within the Fulani. The Fulani protected him, give him house. He is in the payroll of DSS. If you do not know this guy, I want you to know it today. He is in the payroll of DSS because he has no job. He has no business in the north. I don't think he even lives in Abuja anymore. I think he's living in the core north. Some people said somewhere in Kaduna or something, I'm not sure. Why am I making a reference to this guy? It's because I said the in-house agents. We have a whole lot of in-house agents in this particular struggle to liberate ourselves from the hands of these vampires called the Fulani. This guy is one of the in-house agents. He jumped from this corner to this corner. He does not even know where he stands. He doesn't know if he is supporting IPOB or if he is against IPOB. This guy opened his mouth and said there is nothing like Biafra. Partially, I will say maybe he is right, because we have not restored Biafra. This guy went as far back as talking about 18-something declaration. He tried to explain that we are in the Igbo. Actually, that is what he's trying to explain. That we are using Biafra to die for nothing. I am here to tell this guy that the days of reckoning is fast approaching, because everything you said, everything you do in this period, in this time, will be used against you. You see, some people don't learn anything from the mistakes of others. Somebody like this Ijele have not learned anything from people in the past. People like Ukpabia Sika, Ifa Juaden, even Zik to an extent. They do not learn anything. When I say they do not even a single thing they do learn. Because if these people, this kind of Ijele, there are a lot of them, hands full of them, between in-house. Do you see, have you, any of you seen the generation of Ukpabia Sika in Igbo land? If anybody knows a lineage of Ukpabia Sika in Igbo land, please, can that person tell me? Have any of us seen the lineage of Ifa Ajuna? No. The only lineage that still exists, but it is hidden, is the lineage of Azikiwe. Even that lineage of Azikiwe is more like a taboo. It is only Nigerian government that remembers the lineage of Azikiwe. So people like this Ijele will never learn anything in this life. People like this guy will never learn a thing in this life. Because why I'm saying that they will never learn a thing in this life is, if somebody, a true son of Igbo man, a true son of the soul, we come to a social media talking down on Biafra, talking down on his people, absolutely something is wrong somewhere. It is not ordinary. For me, I said it's not ordinary. I want us to go back and listen to what this guy said. I don't want to mention the host, which is one of the in-house agents. He goes by the name Dr. Damages. I know Dr. Damages. I've met him in New York. He lives in New York forever. These are lost, these are prodigal sons that never stepped their foot in Igbo land. Dr. Damages have lived in the New York, in USA, for ages. Dr. Damages works for Sahara Reporters. He does not even have a studio of his own. He works for Sahara Reporters in New York. I know him. When we went for that mega rally in UN, debunking Jubril, I was there live. And this Dr. Damages came around, and he was just like nobody. So I don't want to talk about Dr. Damages because he is a Nigerian. So I don't talk about Nigeria. But let me talk about more about this guy. And let us listen one more time. Pay very close attention to what he's saying. He jumped from here to here. I don't know if he's defending Simon Ekpa or if he is castigating Simon Ekpa. He is castigating IPOB at the same time defending IPOB. He jumped from Biafra to Igbo. That is the evidence that the gods of Biafra land is dealing with every single one of these people one by one. And he has no place back home. And he knows very well that he's an outcast. He knows very well that he's not coming home because he never learned a thing from Okpabi Asika. He never learned a thing from Ifajuna. Let us watch, listen, pay attention on what this guy is saying. I will start from the beginning.
I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you.
See, Mohammed Aminu said something. You know, I don't want to talk about this sit at home without going deep down into why it was instituted in the first place. People can just go around the issue, jump around it, but one thing is for certain. As at today, 10th of December 2022, there has never been a single Igbo man or woman that has made a single move to achieve Biafra. Let's start from there. And please.
This guy is lost. This guy is completely lost. Why I said that this guy is completely lost is because Ojiro his brains anymore. He doesn't use his brains anymore. His brains are gone. The payment, the salary he's getting from Nigerian government through DSS has contaminated his brain to an extent that he doesn't reason anymore. This guy opened his mouth and said that nobody has been fighting for Biafra. Let us listen to him again so that you will understand. Let us hear him again, please.
Has made a single move to achieve Biafra. Let's start from there. And please, some of you may. Let's start from there. And please, made a single move to achieve Biafra. Has made a single move to achieve Biafra.
Now, what this guy is saying that Ojukwu never did anything. And we are going to hold him for that. What this guy is saying is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never made any move. We are going to hold him on that. What this guy is saying that Biafrans, you and me, have never made any move to achieve Biafra. We, you and me, we are going to hold him on that. We are going to bring this clip. There is something about social media. In those days, when Ojukwu were fighting, it was only letter writing and telegram. That was why the British was able to blackmail Ojukwu, blackmail Biafra, call Ojukwu rebel, and made sure that we did not achieve Biafra. And this guy, Ijele, have the infantry, This guy called Ijele that is in the salary book of the DSS, Nigerian government, have the guts to say that Ojukwu, because he don't have to mention names. Actually, he mentioned Ojukwu later in his comments that Ojukwu did anything to achieve Biafra. What this guy is saying that you and me is wasting time, that we have not done anything to achieve Biafra. So what I am doing now, technically, what he said is that I am not doing anything to achieve Biafra. I will hold him on that. You and I, we are going to hold him on that. The same way we hold Ifajuna, the same way we talk about Okpabia, Asika, the same way we talk about Zeke, that is the same way we are going to talk about these people. That is the same way our children are going to talk about these people. That is the same way our children is going to talk about me, what I am doing now. Because we are now living in the age of IT, not like in the Stone Age before. Not like before when we have nothing like social media. So whatever we do, whatever we say these days, the record is there. YouTube is there. Google is there. It can never go away. The same way we go today to search in Google and we will get documents, past documents. That is the same way in the future. Our children, the next generation, is going to search and get this particular program that all of us are here watching. Let us hear this guy again so that you understand what I'm saying, that these are the in-house agents that has been paid to paint us, you and me, in the bad light, in the presence of the international community. But they are failing. Hear him and hear the garbage coming out from this Ijele of a guy.
A single Igbo man or woman that has made a single move to achieve Biafra. Let's start from there. And please, some of you may love Biafra too much, you may cherish it. I have nothing against you. But don't try to rob us of our identity as Igbo. There was never any place called Biafra within the current territory of Nigeria. If you pull up that 18th century map they are peddling, go and check where that bite of Biafra is. And the place is in current day Cameroon. If there is any part of Nigeria that would claim that, it will be the north. And that name,
where you hear that? If there is any people that will claim Biafra, that will be the north. Like I said before, this guy will enter in the history book in the future. I, doing this program, we enter in the history book in the future. The anger, the envy, the jealousy in this guy reads everywhere in his face. This guy hated everything called Biafra. This guy does not want anything Biafra to come, because I don't think he has family. He is from Mbise. whether he has family or not, he knows quite well that the land of Biafra land, he knows very well that the ancestors of Biafra land is going to deal with him the same way they are already dealing with him wherever he is in the north. This guy opened his mouth and said that nobody has made any move to achieve Biafra. That is honestly a big lie. Ojukwu fought. Ojukwu did everything. It was the in-house agent like this guy that sabotaged the Ojukwu. It started from his kindred, from Ndinewi. His kindred. The sabotage of Ojukwu started from his hometown, extended to all these hinterlands, combined with the British. And that is why he was unable to achieve our goal. Nnamdi Uwazirike came up. The same people sabotaged him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came up. We are all seeing what is happening. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in DSS dungeon, managed by this guy called Ijele. Because Ijele is one of the DSS agents in the north. He is paid very well. That is why you see him changing clothes. He has no job. He has no business. He doesn't have any other business. On what any business known, nobody is doing any business with him. But he is looking very well. He is paying house rent, eating, feeding, dressing. You can see that he is living well. If not large, at least he is living well. It is in the detriment of betrayal, in-house agenting, pointing fingers, making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not see the light of the day. But in the end, victory will be ours. In the end, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will walk out of that dungeon. In the end, everything will be okay. And we, you and me, we are going to remember this guy. We are going to remember Dr. Damages. We are going to remember Onyemwechi. We are going to remember every one of them that have done one thing or the other to sabotage this noble cause. We are going to remember them, and they are going to go in the history. So let us watch this from beginning to the end. Then I will make just a few more comments and we move on, because he does not watch our time. He dangles from here to there, from there to there, from Biafra to Igbo, Igbo to sit at home, from there to Chike Dozie to Chinasa Nworu, to Simon Ekpa. He is nowhere. He is everywhere. And let me, please, before I bring this inconsequential, let me recognize you all that are here. I am going to recognize you because you are more important than this guy. So I see you, Febi Ife Diche. I see you, Ebony Ifani, Uche Chineke, Katoni, thank you. Katoni, thank you. Evans Ike, thank you for joining me. Emmanuel Essen, I greet you. Mr. Jerry Mr. Jones Gregory, I cite you. Thank you for joining me. Samuel 2023. 2023 is the code. Samuel, I greet you. Don John, Don Ibem, I greet you. I salute you, my brother. I salute you, young blood. Thank you for joining me. I greet you, Kelechi. There will be no election. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. John Daniel, I greet you. Aloysius, I see you. I appreciate all of you for being here. Charity, John, I appreciate you. Biafra Times, I see you. Uzoamaka Nicholas, I thank all of you that are here commenting. For those that did not comment, I greet all of you because I did not see your name. Now, let's get back and watch this video. And you read, think, and let's do some little justice to him before we move forward. Benjamin Uche, Ndewo. Let's go straight to him.
Going deep down into why it was instituted in the first place.
Take a look at the
people. We can just go around the issue, jump around it.
All of their faces.
But one thing is for certain:
both those hailing him
to ascertain the 10th of December 2022, there has never been a single Igbo man or woman that has made a single move to achieve Biafra. Let's start from there. And please, some of you may love Biafra too much, you may cherish it. I have nothing against you. But don't try to rob us of our identity as Ndigo. There was never any place called Biafra within the current territory of Nigeria. If you pull up that 18th century map they are peddling, go and check where that bite of Biafra is. And the place is in current day Cameroon. If there is any part of Nigeria that would claim that, it would be the north. And that name, where did it come from? It's not an indigenous name to Ndigo. Let's even start from there. I don't want to go back into the history because anyone who knows the Portuguese history of exploration, they will know exactly where the name Biafra came from. It is just the new Mafra. Those guys, those Portuguese, they came from Mafra. You can research this name I'm giving you right now. Biafra, by Biafra. That is second, like you have York in the UK and you have New York in the USA. Like you have England in the UK and you have New England in the USA. That's where that name came from. Meanwhile, all these things about Biafra, I guarantee you there is nobody. Let them bring the document. Mohammed Aminu made mention of the Montevideo Convention of 1933. Go pull it up. See everything that was stipulated over there. 4 articles. 4 articles. And one of them, the most important one, is that before you get a country, it must go through the parliament. And in Nigeria, it will involve both houses of parliament. Then if you are going to demand Biafra, at least you should have someone in the House of Reps and have people in the Senate, and make sure that they have to introduce referendum first into the Constitution, of which it was read this year. All of them, all of the senators turned it down. Everybody. Now, if actually anyone is fighting for Biafra, the first thing is set up a political party that will demand for it. The other way is war. And more nations have been created by war than not. If you check it, since that agreement was signed in Uruguay, 1933. check every nation, and before you go to war, you would have been prepared for everything. Most of the countries that got their independence through war, check Venezuela, Colombia, all these guys, how they survived, they were partitioned. It was the Spanish. And then after the Spanish and American War, then the US Empire, and one of the secret societies that championed that was the Knights of the Golden Circle. Go check those things. Those things, do you have that backup? No. So you don't have the power to do it by war. You don't have the power to do it legislatively. So why are we destroying our land?
Did you hear that?
Now, going to this sit-at-home issue, there is nothing Simon Ekpa is saying now that Nnamdi Kanu has not said. There is nothing Simon Ekpa is doing right now that Nnamdi Kanu has not done.
Well,
our sister African queen, you know, when you see her speak, she speaks passionately, but these voices should have been out there.
A point of correction on that. Point of correction, Ijele. There has nothing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Simon Ekpa is saying our leader have not said. You are right on that. But our leader have a very good heart. Our leader is a complete civilian. Let me give you the difference between our dear leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa, because you do not know anything. I have that military background. So I understand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very well. And I understand Mazi Simon Ekpa very well. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a 100% pure civilian. He has good heart. Simon Ekpa have that military background. He has good heart. But the military in him can never be taken away. That military in me can never be taken away. Nobody can take that away from me. And nobody can take that away from Simon Ekpa. What I'm saying is that the distance between a civilian and the military, you cannot compare two of them together. That is why when you see Jubril, which is Buhari, when they do things, he always brings that military thing into him, into the governance. So do not compare Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, my dear leader, his good heart, his civilian aspect of this struggle, to Mazi Simon Ekpa that have that military background. Do not compare, because yes, everything Mazi Simon Ekpa is preaching today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, have done that diligently, and we learn from him. Simon Ekpa learned from him. I learned from him. You learn from him. People that are watching us here learn from him, have learned one thing or the other from our dear leader. So don't say that there is nothing Simon Ekpa is doing different. There are many things Simon Ekpa is doing different today. And I will give you one. Number one, Simon Ekpa have that military heart, go-getter. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you must like it by force. And that is who we are. First of all, we have to obey, but you must do that thing that is right. That is the difference. Before, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was with us, sit at home has been there, and everybody complies. But this time around, because of arrogance of some people, we said that it must be enforced. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a military background, believe you me, oh Lord have mercy. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a military background, Nigeria would have gone for far too long. That was why he wasn't comfortable with Uchemefo, that is a sleeping dog. He needed Simon Ekpa that have military background. He needed people like me that have military background. But I could not do what Simon Ekpa is doing. I'm just being honest with you. I am not that type of a person that just take whatever and begin to do because I want leader. No. I am not that kind of a person. Whatever that I am not good at, I give way for people that are very good at it to get it done. So, my brother, you are wrong. I will call you my brother because you are still an Igbo person, even though you are lost. Simon Ekpa is doing everything completely different. And on a show, Nigerian government is feeling it. The politicians in the Igbo land are feeling it. Every single one of you are actually feeling it. The in-house agents are feeling it. That is why they championed a fake signatory to deport a Finland citizen from Finland to Zoo. You see, I don't know how these people think. Simon Ekpa is not a Nigerian citizen. I, Ogodoman, I am not a Nigerian citizen. It's just like them, somebody in the zoo, writing petition to deport Ogodoman from my country of residence to Zoo when I don't even have Nigerian passport. I am not a Nigerian. I am a Biafran. I am a Canadian Biafran. I'm a Biafran Canadian. The same way Simon Ekpa is a Biafran Finnish. So this guy is lost. So Simon Ekpa is doing things differently. And I am absolutely certain that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be glad that his labor has not gone down. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be happy when he comes out that everything he labored did not go down the way Nigerian government planned it through the in-house agents. The way the British planned it to use P2B. The way all these betrayers, all these people you are seeing, Ijele speak, Chinasa Nwohu, Onyemaechi, the one in the slum, in a PH, called Christy Enyinaya. These are in-house agents. But you people will not succeed. I can assure you, like my leader will say, I assure you that in the end, Biafra will come. There is absolutely nothing any one of you can do. Please take your time, share this, let us see other people can get it. This guy opened his mouth and said that nobody have done anything to achieve Biafra. That what Simon Ekpa is doing is not different. That is wrong. There are a lot of things he's doing now. We Biafrans are doing, but he's just speaking for us. The same way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually a spokesperson for Biafra. You see, people did not get this point. There has never been anything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ever come out and say that he didn't seek opinion of Biafrans. Biafrans are you and me. I am being very honest with you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually a spokesperson of Biafra. And in his absence now, Simon Ekpa is the spokesperson of Biafra. The same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing is what his disciple, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is doing. And all of us, we Biafrans, we know what is right. We know what is wrong. And we see the truth. We know the truth. And we follow the truth. And it is only the truth that has gotten us this far. Lies, Okwasi, never sticks. Lies never work. To be honest with you, Okwasi does not last. Because the moment you say lies, You need another lie to cover the lies that you have said. And when you manufacture another lie to cover the first lie, you need another lie to cover the second lie, and the same way it goes. At a point, you got disorganized because you won't even remember the very first one, because lies is not truth that sticks in the brain. Let us watch him. I just decided to cut him to correct him that we are enforcing, and yes, we are enforcing sit at home for stubborn Igbo people, for stubborn in-house betrayers. We must enforce it. That is the difference between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the true civilian, and Simon Ekpa, a true military man. You get the point now? This is the two difference. Let us hear him again. And we do justice to all these things, because let us hear him.
Legislatively. So why are we destroying our land? Now, going to this sit-at-home issue, there is nothing Simon Ekpa is saying now that Nnamdi Kanu has not said. There is nothing Simon Ekpa is doing right now that Nnamdi Kanu has not done.
That is where you're wrong.
Our sister African Queen, when you see her speak, she speaks passionately, but these voices should have been out there long before now. So many of us saw what was going to happen. And I know exactly every step of the way. This thing they are now saying, oh, IPOB doesn't have this, IPOB doesn't have that. Nnamdi Kanu on air anointed Simon Ekpa as his successor. When he had problem with Uchemefo, are they going to deny this?
I agree with you on that.
They are not going to deny this. He anointed Simon Ekpa on air. Now, this boy Simon Ekpa is using, it was after Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and the consult issue raised so many things that were hidden in the group. Some of these guys, they saw that the money was not coming to them. Sanwo-Olu the other day was crying.
Yes.
Was lamenting that those boys followed Simon because of money. Now, why was Simon able to petition IPOB and ESN? He started paying those ones and made them know how much everyone was making. That was why you saw Double Lion. War Wager was apprehended 3 to 4 weeks ago. Now, those two boys they killed at our mama 3 days ago, those boys were War Wager's boys. Now there is a serious crisis amongst them. Go and check. Those of them are pursuing too, and those of them at our mama, they've been at war. They've been at war long before now. This has been claiming the lives of so many Igbo youth, and we are here playing chicken. We are here pretending as if this is about anything. One, there is nobody fighting for any Biafra anywhere. Quote me, let them bring the document. IPOB is a, how was it set?
This is where this guy is completely lost. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to bring this guy and make him a program. He said that there is nobody anywhere fighting for Biafra. That is a total lie. I, Ogorman, I am. You that is watching me, you are. Ikemba fought. Uwazirike, our dear leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, as of now, and you and me, and total all of us in Biafra, the good conscience Biafrans, Ijele, we are fighting for Biafra and we must get Biafra. It does not matter whether people like you like it. It does not matter whether people like you don't like it. The bottom line is this. We must get Biafra. Chikina, that is where the case closed. And I want you to understand something. If you stand on our way, let me repeat it. Our dear leader is a civilian, a refined civilian. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a refined civilian. Simon Ekpa is a military dude. I equally have military background. There are so many of us. Let me tell you, Biafrans, the good work you are seeing now, things you are seeing now, it is a collective work of people, professionals, accountants, doctors, lawyers, ex-military service men and women, especially in the US and here. Let me say it. The people involved now are not chicken. It's not Chike Dozieha type. It's not Chinas and Wohu's type. The people involved now are sound people, people with brain, strategic individuals, people with good conscience. They are the people that are on board, and majority of them is USA. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, had been a US citizen, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had lived in the US, if the passport, the citizenship of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was American citizen instead of British, by now, the game would have been over. Because people don't get to understand what is going on. And we that are in this part of the world, we tell you what is really going on. Check everywhere in the whole world. People that have gotten their independence, go back. I am not going to begin to mention all of them. Every single one of them, it was their people in the USA that championed it and made it happen. It has never been people in the Europe. That is why this Biafra agitation has lasted to this, with the caliber of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we have. The restoration of Biafra is still ongoing. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were to be an American citizen, lives somewhere in the US, game would have been over a long time ago. He would have galvanized every Biafran in the US. The same way he was able to do it from London. Can you imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to do a beautiful, a grateful job he has done, living within the enemy? Do we even think of that? Can you imagine? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a citizen of an oppressor, the British, but he was able to live within them, to champion this struggle to this point, that have created awareness all over the whole world, that made you and I to be here today talking about our freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lived with the enemy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lived with the oppressor, but he maneuvered them. Every freedom fighting in this world, every country that have gotten their freedom, it has always been their people in the US that came together, did something. Because whoever that tells you that America is not the leader of the world, that person is a liar. The only thing is that America just decided to play by the side game because their ally, British, tell them not to interfere because they have other interests somewhere with the British. And British told them that this is their company. Nigeria is their business. Do not interfere. So if you pay attention very well, you will see that America does not interfere into this. It was because British warned them. It was because British is supporting them in other areas that America have interest. So that is why this, our freedom fighting has lasted to this stage. So my brothers and my sisters watching me, and Biafran that is going to watch this later, this guy you see here is an in-house agent. And he is claiming that Mazi Simon Ekpa have not been doing anything different from what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done. And that is where I tell him he is wrong. He is wrong. There is a whole lot of difference now. And when our leader comes out, he is going to see it. He is going to see it, and he will be glad with you and me. He is going to be glad with Simon Ekpa, because without Simon Ekpa, the honest truth is that this agitation will have gone into dustbin. By now, if I can every 2 months, one what is it called? Statement from DOS. Every month, a new statement. Everybody at you Muchineke. If by now, this guy who have been coming out, prima facie lawyer, will be coming out and telling you Muchineke, this Muchineke and the bad Muchineke. If Simon Ekpa were not here, if Simon Ekpa did not take the mantle, becoming the Biafran spokesperson, because listen, some people think that he will just come out and do whatever he likes. That is not true. I am here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. Simon Ekpa is just a replica of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the only thing is that he's using his military brain, experience, and background to do things differently. So, before Simon Ekpa does anything, we Biafrans approves it before he do anything. He doesn't just wake up and do something. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never did also the same. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never just wake up and do something. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always gets we Biafrans approval before he do anything, in terms of like sit at home, all those kind of orders. But all his programs, I will tell you today that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never wrote anything down. The only thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does is do research, just jot down what we call points. You know, points. When we talk of points, this point, that point, that point. But he never sat down to write whatever he speaks. Everything he speaks comes from his brain. And that tells you that he is a genuine individual sent to us by Elohim. Every other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria wished that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is from their region. Every single, even Fulani, every ethnic nationality in that contraption wished that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came from their region. That is why some of them became so envy of us. That is why they become jealous. That is why they become angry and try to discredit him. So this guy here, let us just listen to him to the end, and we'll do him justice and take him out, because he is an in-house agent. Many of them are out there, including Dr. Damages. Let us go there and see what he has to vomit for the last time.
Serious crisis amongst them. Go and check. Those of them are YouTube, and those of them at our mama, they've been at work. They've been at war long before now. This has been claiming the lives of so many Igbo youth. And we are here playing chicken. We are here pretending as if this is about anything. One, there is nobody fighting for any Biafra anywhere. Quote me. Let them bring the document. IPOB itself, how was it set up? Some of you IPOB members live in the UK. Why don't you take a trip to the UK company's house? Go to the fiscal office and demand every document, and they'll tell you what that thing was registered as. IPOB Worldwide Limited. And people are giving their lives for this. People are giving their lives for this. Doctor, you said
America, Canada, France, Germany, all of us, all of them gave up something to get what they have today. America, everybody is running to. Simon Eber did a program yesterday on that regard, in that regard. America, everybody wants to go. They fought a brutal war. They liberated themselves from the British. America, everybody, you see people, everybody, there are people drowning in the river trying to enter America from Mexico. All of you see what is happening now. Everybody wants to go to America. Land of opportunity. But somebody made it possible. Good thing never fall from heaven. A good pot of soup, na money maker. Ezigbo ofe onugbu with okporoko, na money maker. America fought a brutal war. America fought a brutal war to become America, that every single one of them wants to go. Everybody wants to go to America. But this guy is here. Jesek household. This is Ogoroman himself. I don't look like Ogoroman. This is Ogoroman himself. I greet you for joining me. I woke up this morning and I just bumped into this guy. He used to live in Turkey. He was constituting nuisance in Turkey until the IPOB then in Turkey rounded him up and sent him back to the zoo. And he came back there and moved to the north. And now he is in a payroll of a DSS. He is here making claim of different things, saying that people are dying for Biafra for nothing. And I am here to make justice and tell him that he is a fat liar. People must die. Nothing good comes easy. Absolutely nothing good in this life comes easy. Everyone that have succeeded in life, in anything that you do, in one way or the other, it did not come in a platter of gold. Even when you are in school, here in this country where I am, I know people that have 2 jobs. Those that are in school, I know people that goes to school, go to work, that doesn't sleep. You have to sacrifice something to get something. If you want a better life, you must sacrifice something to get something. This guy, Ijele, does not know that because he is getting a paycheck from his oppressor to oppress his own people. This guy is the center in Abuja talking saying all manners of lies against our leader. He is here telling you that people don't have to die in order for us to get Biafra. And I asked him, who told him that? Who told this guy that people don't have to die in order for us to get Biafra? Who told him that? French people fought brutal war. Yugoslavia, who doesn't know Yugoslavia? Yugoslavia fought brutal war with Russia. And that is where they got Yugoslavia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Czechs, even Ukraine. All of them were all in Yugoslavia, USSR. People died. Today, people are dying in numbers in the Russian war. But this guy is here because he's getting 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira with a free house. He's here telling you that people don't have to die. That people died fighting for Biafra is in vain. And I am here to debunk him, to tell him that he is wrong. People died. People are dying. And people will continue to die. I am here today is because it's where God decided to position me to do what I am doing right now. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. It's because that is where God positioned him to do what he is doing today. Those in Biafra land are there. That is where God positioned them because somebody has to be in the war front. If I am not in that person in the war front, it is the way God wants it. If I happen to be in Biafra land, I will go to the war front. Not everybody that is in the war front that is going to die. Some will come out of war front with wounds. That is why Biafra must come, so that we will take care of our wounded soldiers. We must take care of our wounded soldiers the same way America is taking care of their wounded soldiers that went to war. We must take care of our military men, servicemen, the same way America is doing today. That America, everybody is yearning to go. They also fought a brutal war from the British before they could become the United States of America that they are today. So Ijele and Dr. Damages, my message to you today is there is nothing millions of you can do to stop us. There is nothing you, the in-house agents, can do to stop the coming of Biafra. It's not possible. It is ordained by Elohim. And we are ready to fight to finish. We are going to do whatever it takes. If I die, so be it. Ndị ga-anwụrụ ga-anwụ anwụsịa, ndị dị ndụ amụta ndị ọzọ. People are going to die. People die every day, not just only in the front of war. People are dying every day out of different kind of sickness. In fact, there has been a war in Nigeria. Every day you live in that contraption called Nigeria, you are at war. Let me begin to count many wars you are already in that contraption. You are at war with electricity. You are at war with technology, telecommunication. Telecommunication. MTN and so on are not. They are sucking your blood like mosquito. So you are at war. You are at war with road. You have the worst road in the whole universe. You have accident every single day in that contraption. There is a fatal accident in that country every single day. All of you knows it. So you are at war with bad roads. You are at war with mosquito. Every corner of that contraption is a swamp. And each swamp manufactures mosquito in trillions, spreading into your own household. You are at war with mosquitoes in that contraption. You are at war with borehole water. You don't have clean water to drink in that contraption. You are at war. You see, people think that war is only when bomb, airplane, fighter jet begin to fly around, begin to throw bombs. That is what gullible people think. You are wrong. You are at war with the social amenities that has been denied to all of you in that contraption. You are at war. You are at war to enter bus, to go to your work. You are at war to enter Molue, therefore to go to your business place. You are at war on a daily basis in that place. So do not think because the fighter jet is not dropping bomb yet, you think you are not at war. Ijele, people are dying every day. Even in the north that shielded you, in the Bono, people are dying every single day there. So there has been war in the north. Unofficial war going on in the north. The Boko Haram, Meiti Allah terrorists, has been waging war against every ethnic in the nationalities in Nigeria, more especially we Biafrans. And you have the guts to say that people that are fighting to defend our fatherland are dying for nothing. It shall never be well with you. It shall never be well with you. This is Ogoroma. This is jail of a guy. He lived in Turkey. He was fighting our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Turkey. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ignored all of them. And that is a stark difference between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, and our spokesperson now, which is Simon Ekpa. Our leader always ignored these people. But Simon Ekpa does not. And I do not blame him. Simon Ekpa is defending himself because to a point that lies are levied against you. And if you do not defend yourself, it becomes truth. So that is another stark difference between our refined Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a civilian, to Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is a military personnel. Do you think if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had military experience, that Nigeria will exist up to this point? Do you think if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had lived in the US and had American citizenship instead of British, do you think that we would be here talking about all this Ijele and stuff like that? By now, it's either that now is going on or we are home. And that is exactly the era we are into now. The era of talk is gone. The era we are into now is fight to finish. We have been pushed against the wall. There is no longer space for us. There is no space anymore for us to fall back. The only option we have is to bounce back and face our enemies. And that is exactly what we are doing now. That is exactly what we are doing now. That is exactly what Biafrans are doing, and we will continue to do it. We cannot continue to talk. The time for action is now. And we are lucky to have somebody in the name of Simon Ekpa who have a military background to keep this movement intact, so that when our leader comes out, he is going to know that all his efforts did not go down the drain, just as these people planned, but they have failed. They have failed woefully, and they will continue to fail. Many of them will sleep in Nigeria, open up their eyes in Biafra land. As I said today, so shall it be. I thank all of you for joining me this morning. Normally, I do not come to live program at this point, but again, I was sleeping and that spirit woke me up. And when I woke up, I came on board and just bumped into that Ijele through Dr. Damages that have lived in New York for ages without anything. That old idiot, I know him very well. He even works for Sahara Reporter. He does not even have his own studio. On this note, I am going to close. I will try and come back again. I thank you all. Continue to be steadfast. Continue to educate your people at all time. Anytime you have, use it. Call your people at home. Tell them to be prepared. Somebody is going to die. People are going to die. We are in the war front. We have been in the war front. And we are going in a full scale until our freedom is achieved. And nobody will stop us. Nobody, not Ijele, not nobody. We will get to the destination, and that destination is Biafra land. On this note, thank you so much. I'm your man, Ogodo Man. I cherish all of you. I pray for all of you. I pray that God, in His infinite mercy, is going to keep all of you alive, so that all of us is going to march down to promised land and jubilate, and the world will testify that we are indeed fanatic God about our nation. Just like our leader said, that the world will think that we are mad. Yes, indeed. The world is going to think that we are mad. And we are going to display that madness because we are fanatical to get our land. We love and cherish Biafra, which is our land, our home, and we must get it. Thank you so much, and I will see you people later. Please do not forget to share, like this program, so that others will see it and watch it later. On this note, thank you so much, and God bless you.